Good morning, guys. Welcome back to our channel. Let's see what we've got in store for us today. Come on, bro. You ready for today, Jackson? Baby. Another day in paradise.
Hi.
We're gonna drop Jackson off at school again, and then we're gonna go finish all these jobs that we started last week and last month, or not really started, but all these jobs that we've got called in for that we've been
All these jobs that are lined
putting off one after another because they've been stacking up. Little things, but they turn into full day. We'll take you guys along, so let's go to town.
Buddy, what are you doing?
Bro, what are you doing? You can't follow us down the road. Hey, back here. We had to make a quick stop. Our dog Buddy, he's a rescue dog, and he likes to hang out with his mama. So ever since she found him and started taking care of him, Buddy never really likes to be away from her. We're actually a little ways down the road, and Buddy was running after us, so we had to stop. Today we're taking a quick drive out north of Gallup to Rock Springs. This is where I'm originally from. I gotta stop out here real quick and see my mom really fast. We haven't seen her a whole lot in the past couple of years, so anytime I get a chance to see her, I am feeling pretty good about it. These are the hills I used to run around in when I was growing up. Early teens to teenager, getting away from the house when I was in high school. We didn't have friends that lived down the block that we could go to, so if we had friends, all of our friends would end up meeting way back here where there were no parents, just to get away. This is the neighborhood I grew up in. And now I live here. So we're cruising right here on 264, and we noticed some smoke over on 491, and we were just hoping that it wasn't somebody else's ride that caught on fire like ours did. We're in good old Yatahay now. Oh man, it was a truck that caught on fire. So we were cruising with my mom, and we went to go do a couple things, pay for the internet, whatever. And we went to TNR, one of the places that I shopped a lot at when I was growing up, and one of the places that I even worked at before I left for the military. And every time we go by there, we run into like all kinds of people, and this time was no different.
Seriously,
We went in there,
it's like Walmart.
and we ran into the owners of the tattoo shop that I used to tattoo at for like 5 or 6 years, and they talked forever. And then I ran into one of our other bros that I used to work with at TNR. He's still working there. He's got a really nice GXP Grand Prix, and I'm all into the LS cars, so his LS4 car is actually pretty cool. I talked to him about that for a bit. And then the owner of TNR actually came out, Mr. Tanner, and that was kind of cool. I didn't know that the relationship that we had with him was a lot better than most think, so that was kind of cool. This time we ran into a lot of people that weren't like, oh, we ran into so-and-so, or oh, we ran into so-and-so, which is usually what the case is. So this time was actually pretty good. And I got to spend the morning with my mom, which I hardly ever do. It was kind of awesome. I watched the show Hot Ones on YouTube. We watched the show Hot Ones on YouTube, and I like Hot Ones a lot. And I think that Pam cooks the best hot ones, but I think that about all the food she cooks, because she cooks it like specifically for me and what I like. So I watch Hot Ones a lot, and they came out with these Pringles that were the Los Calientes, Pringles, and there was a Rojo and a Verde, and we were trying to find where they were selling them. They said they were exclusive to Walmart, and we've checked a couple of times. We haven't found anything, so we were just cruising through, and we're heading to one of our spots for work, and we stopped at one of the spots we stop at, and one of our friends who also watches Hot Ones had found the Pringles that we were looking for, so she hooked it up and gave us a can of these, the Los Calientes Verde ones. Right away, this smells like a green chili salsa. Pam was saying it smells like the salsa verde chips, the Tostitos ones. Those were pretty good. So I'm gonna see how hot this is, and hopefully it tastes good as well as it's got some heat. Definitely tastes good. Also, definitely not as hot as I thought, but they are tasty. So the trailer we were working on, the one that was leaking underneath, we had to put the insulation in. We fixed all the leaks underneath the trailer now, and there's one more leak I gotta get to, but it's in the wall by the shower, so I gotta bring some drywall tools and cut that wall open real quick, make it nice and clean so we can patch it back up, no problem. But there's one leak there before I turn the water on, and as soon as I turn the water on, I can get the insulation under there. It's one of those things that's ongoing, and it's been like that since last year. A lot of bad luck. Not for us though, for the owner. So hopefully when it's fixed, she'll be okay for a long time with it. And now we are off to O'Reilly's. We gotta go pick up a CV shaft for a Ford Fusion. Picked up the CV shaft. So now we gotta go head back to the other spot again. So after we picked up the CV shaft at O'Reilly's on the north side, we stopped for lunch real quick, and then we ended up coming back over to the south side where the car that needs a CV shaft is parked, and we were gonna take it back to our house and work on it in the carport or in the garage, just because it's a lot easier for me to do the work out there, especially for something like a CV shaft.
And it's like 100 degrees right now, so it's really hot.
Pretty close. When we get in, the truck says 100. When we drive different parts of Gallup, it says 99 or 98. So it's really hot, and we can't just be working on this in this driveway without tools that I'm gonna need. So we skipped out on there. We told them that we could figure that out in a bit, maybe do it later this evening, or we could do that tomorrow. And then we went down to another spot where we were supposed to put a wall-mounted hand sink faucet in a food trailer. We couldn't get anybody to answer the door. And I was supposed to do that yesterday, and the lady that I'm doing the business with, she's out of town, and she had somebody there at the house, but I didn't come into town yesterday. So today we came in ready to do some work. somehow each job is not working out right now. So instead of sticking around and burning more diesel, trying to drive around and figure out this and that, we're just gonna call it a day. We're gonna go home, and I'm just gonna have to come back in tomorrow again. And this is just part of the res life. Like, a lot of things I need to do at home, people want them done in town, and a lot of things I need to do in town, it's not working right now. I'm supposed to be taking the engine out of that black F-150. I was gonna try to get it running. I was gonna try to find a clutch line, and I was gonna pull some parts off of the other F-150 that we have, as far as vacuum lines and spark plug wires, and I was gonna just use all those and get that black truck running again and fix whatever the problem was that had the oil leaking that started the fire in the first place. But that black truck actually belongs to her dad, and he really loves that truck. So he said, don't even try to get it running. Just pull the engine out and he'll go pick up the other block. So as soon as he picks up the other block, we're gonna also pick up the rebuild kit, and we just gotta put some bearings in and put some piston rings in and put the heads on, and then put it back in and put the intake and everything back on there, and we should be all right. It sounds easy. Definitely. So what are we getting today? $27 for some ribs.
You gotta put some air in it first.
Sure feels like 100 degrees out here. A little warm. So this is what we're having for dinner tonight. Good old pork chops with some homemade tortillas, corn and squash, and some macaroni and cheese.
Good morning.
Good morning. Another day here at the house. We're getting started. We got a few things to do again, as with every day. So we're going to start with getting my tools ready and stuff, and we're going to head into town. Our puppies are already outside. Oh yeah, Jackson, summer school. Today we're going to go back to the trailer, and I think we got to tear apart the wall by the shower to find that last leak before we finish what we're supposed to do, and then they can get inspected and move in. And we also have a sink, like a hand sink faucet. It's a wall mount. It's in a food trailer, a taco truck. So we gotta install the new one, run the lines. Hopefully we're not doing a lot of back and forth finding the lines, because the last time that was kind of a problem, finding fittings, finding lines. Hopefully it's all there. I guess when we get to town we will see. We've also got a tattoo. We got a few tattoos to do actually. I got to work on a drawing for one of them, and one of them I already have drawings for. Actually, two of them I have drawings for. I have to set up appointments for those, I guess. They're just open-ended, like, hey, when you get a chance, do these. So we'll see if we get a chance to do those. Are you ready for another day in paradise?
Yes.
Awesome.
The Res Paradise.
The Res Paradise. We're about ready to get this day started. So let's see what we can get into.
I'm sure it's going to be a lot.
I know it's a lot hotter in places like Arizona and probably Guam and places like that. But it's not even 9 o'clock and it's already 82 degrees. So We're gonna have a fun time today doing this car. I totally forgot that we also added a CV shaft to today's things, and I was gonna grab the canopy from the house because it's on a driveway in town, but it seemed like that'd just be so much extra to carry around and set up. So we're just gonna do it good old New Mexico way and get the sunburn. That's how we do it here on the res. We made it to the paved road, so we're heading back into town now. First stop of the day, we gotta drop Jackson off at school. It's quite a view they have back there behind the school. Okay, Your Highness. Sometimes it's hit or miss with that dude. Most days he's okay. Some days he just wants to be Jackson, I guess. But I think that's our fault. We let him get away with everything because he's the baby. So here we are. We showed up at the CV shaft job.
Again.
Time to get started on this now. So, I'm gonna get my tools. There's my tools. Got the second half of this one out finally. It's break time. Hydration is here. Love you. Okay. So this car also got scanned and it pulled up trouble codes for the intake manifold runner control valve. And these ones are vacuum actuated on this car. And vacuum usually doesn't work if there's no vacuum. Finally got done with that CV shaft. So we gotta go and put this sink in, or faucet, in this taco trailer. I gotta make a quick stop at Warren's Joint. You guys probably know him. His channel is Yazzie Family Vlogs and Cooking. If you haven't checked it out, check it out. That's pretty cool.
Check it
Field trip time. We're going into Ace Hardware, or Gallup Lumber. We're going into Gallup Lumber to look for a 1/2-inch line that I know I'm going to need for this faucet when we get down there. So I'm going to check the price and the availability of it right now before we even go to the job. We found the lines that we think we might need. So this is the faucet that came off it, and it was so hard to find this because there's a little fitting right here. It was broken and we could not find one for the life of us to adapt to it. We capped the cold water there, the hot water right there. We got to go run back up here to Gallup Lumber, see if we can get all the things we need to put this together, make it operational. So with the help of a nice gentleman, I found all the pieces required to put this sink back together. Came out pretty good. We just tested it. Everything worked fine. No leaks. Over to the north side. We just left Domino's. Got the pizza ordered. We're going to go run across and pick up some potato chips. Something to drink. Jackson says hello. Picked up the Domino's. Gonna go home now. And we are off to the homestead.
Yay!
Every now and then I'll ride with someone and they'll have a problem with the trains in this town. Usually when you cross from one side to the other, if you're not taking an overpass, there's going to be a railroad crossing. But in reality, that's what Gallup was built on, so it's just part of Gallup. It's always been part of Gallup. It's like when people say, oh, it's too hot out here. I'm from here, so I can't even say it's too hot. There were times when I was out in the Gulf and the deck heat with jet exhaust and no pollution in the air to block the sun. Those were hot days. New Mexico's a little warm.
And yes, this is a different crossing.
Sorry. Next one, Jackson.
Oh. Over there, right there.
Under the watchful eye of the mama bear, these boys are learning how to cultivate and how to take care of whatever they're cultivating. So we made it back home, watered the plants, fed the dogs, hooked up the trailer, and sent it off.
And that will conclude our evening, and as such, it will also conclude our video for today.
Thanks for watching this episode of Wes Life. We'll catch you guys in the next video.